your business, yes, your business as a catalyst for possibility. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Here are a few things to look at if your business is a catalyst for possibility and how to actually amplify that if it already is. Number one, is that one of your targets for your business? Because if it's not, then my guess is it's probably not being as much of the catalyst as it could be. So what I mean by targets, a lot of people, they start a business with the target of making a certain amount of money, or maybe it's more kind of heartfelt, like they just want to offer something to the world. They were really inspired for something. Look at your personal targets with your business. And for me, it was always, I want to change the world. I would like to impact this world. I would like to create a greater world. And when I was looking at, well, everyone always asks you that question, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And for me, it was always in that realm of desiring to change the world, but not really knowing how I was going to do that. You don't have to figure out the how, depending on any kind of, whatever your business is. Maybe your business, you sell books. Maybe your business is you have a clothing line. How am I going to change the world with the clothing line? Just start to look at, is it even one of your targets? If it isn't, if you didn't kind of put that in the energy when you first made your business, add it now. So what would it take to create, what would it take for my business to be a catalyst for greater possibilities for all? Yeah. And then you might start having some ideas. Just even asking that question can open up your awareness to all these things you could be adding, changing, shifting. It could even be maybe in your clothing business, you add a beautiful little inspirational card. It could be as simple as starting there. It could be where you run a campaign that really empowers beauty in a different way. There's a multitude of different ways that this can show up for you. We're not going to focus on the how today. What we're really looking at is that energetics of, is your business a catalyst for change? And maybe it is, and you've never really acknowledged that that was a piece that you were asking for when you brought it into the world. And if it wasn't, and that's okay, maybe you just started off kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing. Just ask now. Allow that energy to come in and see what starts to change and see what starts to show up. Now, the next one I want to ask is, are you playing it safe? So I notice that could mean a whole lot of things. I noticed that in my business, when things kind of get like maybe a little flat or a little boring, I've kind of gone into some kind of safety zone or some kind of routine or structure with my business. And I'm not really being that huge impact that I know that I am and that my business is in the world. So then I have to start asking that question of, am I playing it safe? And if I wasn't playing it safe, I was willing to be that catalyst. So what is a catalyst? It's kind of like an agent, if you will, that like a chemical reaction that shifts things so that something new shows up, so that something different is created. To really be that catalyst, doing the same thing over and over again isn't actualizing that in the world, really, is it? No. So how can I be a catalyst here? And where am I playing it safe rather than being a catalyst for something different? And again, you're going to see that show up. Once you play with that, you're going to have these awarenesses are going to show up in a multitude of different ways, depending on what kind of business you have. It could be a campaign you run. It could be just a different way of doing your packaging. It could be how you treat your employees. It could be a whole new thing that you develop. Maybe you're having new business ideas right now as we're speaking. So where are you playing it safe? And where could you instead be willing to be so outrageous that you actually catalyze new possibilities in the world? Sometimes that means that you're on the creative edge, that you're bringing things forward that are brand new, that no one's ever seen before. And yeah, you might get some like, what are they doing? And are they crazy? What if you could receive that judgment and just know what you know? Know that you are catalyzing something in the future. We see this even with fashion trends. Someone will start a new trend, and the first few people might be kind of like hesitant about it. And then it becomes like a worldwide phenomenon, right? Are you willing to catalyze so much possibility that you are actually responsible for a worldwide movement, a worldwide phenomenon, a worldwide possibility showing up? Are you? Okay, so then the last one is, what can you create or do here that would actually catalyze possibility beyond this reality? Asking that question to yourself is going to get you a lot of awareness. What can I do or be or create here that's actually going to catalyze a new possibility in the world? Now, again, depending on what type of business you have, it's going to show up in a multitude of different ways. There's no right answer. It's actually following the awareness you get from asking that question, from being in that question. Maybe you have a life coaching business, a lifestyle business, and you start to get the hit of building I'm going to create a series of interviews about this particular topic. And a lot of us are looking at what are people already doing. And that's okay. That's great. That could be useful. But are you willing to also look at what's not being done that's being asked for? And you become that catalyst, that person on the creative edge that is catalyzing something new into the world. And then, you know what? People will be looking to you as what you're creating as inspiration for what they're going to create. So what's not being created yet, what's not being done, invented, brought into the world, that if it would catalyze a new possibility for everyone. And what if you were willing to show up for those ideas, those creations, those artistic expressions, whatever is showing up for you? If you're used to kind of following trends and not creating trends, might be a little uncomfortable. But if you relax into that discomfort, how much fun can you have? You just try one thing, and it could be small. Just try it. Or if you like to go big and be outrageous, then just go for it and see what shows up. And have way too much fun changing the world. We all have this capacity to facilitate, to catalyze something new here. It could be on a giant scale where everyone's aware that you were the creative edge of it. And sometimes you are bringing an energy into the world and no one really knows that you brought it forward. And that's okay too. But if we're all willing to catalyze the possibilities that we're aware of, how different will this world be? Whew. Yeah, even in just 1 year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, if you were willing to be the catalyst for all the possibilities that you're aware of, what would the world be like? And if you're willing to allow your business to be that, then how much joy and fun and revenue can you receive from that as well? Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope it contributed to you. Please, in the comments below, let me know what was your greatest takeaway from this, or what were you most curious about? If you like the video, like it, please hit that little like button. It makes a huge difference. Just you clicking that button. Ring the bell for subscribe, all the things. And please do share this with anyone you get would be interested in it. I'd really love to get these videos out into the world. And I'm grateful for you being the catalyst you are.